Recently, members of Donald Wells' family have come public with sexual abuse allegations against the father of missing child Summer Wells. The abuse allegedly began for one sister when she was 5 and Donald was 12, and it did not end until she was 12 and he was a 19-year-old returning home from a 2-year prison sentence. This last event was attempted rape, as the sister escaped and told her parents. Some people have questioned whether a 12-year-old can rape. Yes, they can. Britain's youngest convicted rapist is 11 years old. A 12-year-old boy in New Jersey was charged with the attempted rape of a 37-year-old woman. Joseph Edward Duncan, infamous kidnapper of Shasta and Dylan Groney, was first caught for a sex crime at 15 years old. And although he denied it, circumstantial evidence suggests that Ted Bundy might have abducted 8-year-old Anne Marie Burr when he was just 14. There's a long list of people in prison now or in the past who started sexually offending as children. Some were victims of abuse themselves, others were not. It's important to note that there's a significant number of perpetrators who were once victims themselves, but most victims of sex crime do not end up becoming perpetrators. A Department of Justice report states that juvenile rapists are responsible for 37.9% of reported sex crimes against other minors. Their victims are usually younger and most often a family member or school acquaintance. About 16% of the offenders are younger than 12, and 68.2% of these crimes happen in the family home. The DOJ estimated in a 2009 bulletin that there are roughly 89,000 juvenile sex offenders in the United States. The sentencing for youthful offenders is generally not the same as for an adult, and the younger the perpetrator, the more true this is. The youngest of adolescent sex offenders, particularly those under the age of 16, are most often sent to treatment programs, whether in or out of a juvenile facility. Many people, hearing the brave story recently told by Donald Wells' stepsister Jeannie, believe that if she only presses charges 40 years after the initial act and about 33 after the final one, that Donald would be sent to prison. Unfortunately, that answer is probably not. While Utah has no statute of limitations on rape, it is unlikely that they would pursue charges against the juvenile Donald Wells. They could not give an adult sentence for the crimes of youth. Prosecution would already be difficult given the length of time that has passed, but trying to negotiate a sentence for a boy aged 12 to 16 who's now a 57-year-old man, given the disparate sentencing guidelines, would be nearly impossible. The attempted rape that allegedly happened when Don was 19 and his sister was 12 seems like the most clear-cut case to bring. The judge may or may not allow testimony regarding his earlier offenses. The sentencing for attempted rape might be shorter, but a successful conviction would not only bring a small measure of justice, but also assure Don's place on the sex offender registry. I hope that Jeannie and anyone else alleging childhood sexual abuse by Don Wells does follow through with filing charges. They may not get the justice they want or deserve, but instead find healing through the pursuit.